Right, hello everyone. Hope you are all doing well. Today's live stream is going to be about how many players do you think Luton, how many players do you think is going to be leaving Luton? Can't even get my words out this morning. But yeah, after having a few decent rumours come out this week, some surprising ones, I thought, yeah, this live stream is definitely going to be about players that potentially could be leaving the football club. We'll also talk about the League One playoff final that's happening at 1 o'clock today. I guess we'll talk about the Premier League as well, as that is the final game week this today, and also we'll talk about the League Two playoff final that's happening tomorrow on Bank Holiday Monday, and who we want to win promotion out of League Two. So yeah, lots to talk about in today's live stream. Hopefully you guys can all hear me and see me. I've updated a few things, so hopefully you've noticed the quality of the live stream is a lot better. And yeah, you can also hear me. That also does help. So yeah, lots of improvements being made gradually. We're getting there. Couple of chat messages already. It looks like Nordas wants to go. So if he has no interest in playing for the club, then 100% he has to go. Fane will probably go too. The Nordas rumour is really, really surprising, and I don't really get why that's come about. Now, he hasn't had a run in the team at all. You can't really judge him on the minutes he's actually played. I think it's very harsh to judge him on those minutes. I also think if we do let Nordas go, it actually shows you how bad the transfer was in January. And why on earth did we bring him to the football club? Because we knew it was going to take some time, because he didn't even start pre-season over in Norway. So he needed a couple of weeks to get up to speed, and then got up to speed gradually, played the odd game, came off the bench for a few times, tried to show what it was all about, but you couldn't really judge him on that. And Morris, who was half injured, kind of was playing ahead of him, which didn't really make any sense. But yeah, I would find the whole thing really, really stupid. And I've just got a Nottingham Forest fan just messaged in the chat, as I've just seen, I hope you go down again, to be honest. Why are Forest fans acting all entitled because you got humbled by Luton when we beat you in the Championship, and then we were fighting against you to try and stay up? It makes no sense why you guys are even bothering to even message in the chat. We're kind of living rent free in your head. Notice how I've not even bothered. And you know what? Because I can do what I want, I don't want a Nottingham Forest fan in my chat. So this is what we're gonna do. Bang. Cannot see him anymore. Happy days. I don't have to deal with a Nottingham Forest fan. So, what was I saying? Yeah, Nordas. Strange one. Really, really strange. And yeah, if he does want to leave the football club, then yeah, show him the door. But I find it absolutely crazy. I really do. And it just makes the transfer of bringing Nordas to the club absolutely baffling in January if he wasn't going to stay beyond this season. He must have known that Luton might get relegated. He can't have come to the football club thinking, actually, I'm going to stay up in the Championship. Yeah, there was a chance, but it wasn't guaranteed. So I'd be very, very surprised. I have to be honest with you. But then gives an opportunity for someone else to take that, position. Hopefully we can make our money back if he does leave. Fane one was also an interesting one, because I didn't expect him to get La Liga interest. He's also had Belgium interest, and also Stoke apparently looking at him. Find that absolutely crazy. From the minutes he's played, surely he hasn't showed in those minutes what he's capable of doing. I really haven't seen enough. Lots of you guys in the chat are talking about Sunderland winning the playoff final, going back to the Premier League. For me, really good game. Have to admit, really, really, really good Championship playoff final. How one team looked like they were going to dominate it and win it in Sheffield United, and then all it takes is that chance, and they get back into the game, and then that poor back pass, towards the latter stages of the match. I think it was in the 95th minute. And one of their players, Sunderland's players, who came through the academy, who's leaving the football club in, I think it was Tommy Watson, scores that really good goal. What a really good, thank you present to the Sunderland fans. And he'll go down as a hero, especially if Sunderland go on and spend many, many years in the Premier League. I don't know how they're going to do in the Prem. They've got the potential to play the style, the energetic. They've got the youth. They've got the quality. They'll keep a lot of their players now, because a lot of their players definitely would have left in the summer, in my opinion, especially their younger lads. But now they're in the Premier League. Why would they go? They might as well get a year of Premier League football under their belt, and then they can leave the football club if they do go down after that. But yeah, really, really good final. I'm looking forward to the Charlton v Leyton Orient final. For me, I want Charlton to win. If you haven't already, guys, I did do a video about this yesterday, which got posted at 6 o'clock, and it was about my preview of the Charlton versus Leyton Orient game. And I do want Charlton to win. I just can't have Nathan Jones fist pumping the away end at Luton, because Charlton next year as well, I think if they stay down, they will be a lot better next year. Nathan Jones, he always improves his teams. They always get better. And I feel like that's what's going to happen at Charlton if Charlton don't win promotion. Nathan, he's never really won through the playoffs, but he's never got to a final before. So maybe this is third time lucky for him. First 2 times we got beat by Blackpool and also by Huddersfield. This time round he's with Charlton and he's up against Leyton Orient. So let's see what he can do here. But I got a feeling the game's going to be Charlton are going to be very direct, very physical, and Leyton Orient would try and hit Charlton on the counter-attack. That's how I see the game going about. I also feel like as well, if Leyton Orient stay down, they will be less likely to be competing with Luton at the top end of League One. And I'm just assuming and putting expectations on that Luton will be competing at the top end of League One next season. But we'll soon find out, and hopefully we'll bring a few players to the club. As you have already noticed, clubs have already started to sign players. Plymouth have signed 2 players. They've signed Jamie Patterson and also I think it's Caleb Watts from Exeter. Signed basically Exeter's one of their best players. He was out of contract and signed him on a free. So they've already started really well in this summer transfer window, and I expect them to be at the top end of the league next year. So they're definitely going to be up there for sure. End of the day, if players wants to leave, then let them go. They are players we don't need to have at the club if they have entitled attitude. Yeah, I do agree with that, for sure. Joshua, who is a Sunderland fan, did you see someone... Morning all, Sheffield United dominated and lost. I knew as soon as that VAR goal was disallowed that Sunderland would go on to win. Yeah, Sunderland... to be fair, it was fair to rule out that goal. The player did run in front of the keeper. He was blindsided. He definitely didn't know that goal was coming. He made a fantastic save in the first 2 minutes of the match. Sheffield United started so well. But then I feel like the subs kind of turned the game away. Because when you're still... Sunderland, when they're losing 1-0, they're still in the game. All it takes is one chance. And they took their chance, got back into the game, and then they went on to win it in dramatic fashion. Imagine winning promotion to the Premier League by scoring late on in the semi-finals of the playoffs and also in the final. It's some way to do it. Unbelievable limbs. Great scenes. Just really, really good scenes. Did you see Sunderland promoted? Yes, I did watch the game. Top priority this summer for Luton is to get some attacking players. Yes, I do agree. Funny enough, we've been linked with 1 defender and 1 striker. Richard Taylor we were linked with. That could potentially be a free transfer. And then Hale, who plays for Ross County. And since I've made the video about Hale, I think he's gone on to score in every game he's played in. And he's just been called up to Northern Ireland as well. So it'd be interesting to see if we do pursue that. But we do have to pay some sort of money to get Hale to the football club. I think Kone would be our number 1 priority. I do think Kone is someone we will be looking at. I think Matt Bloomfield will try, but I just don't think Luton will, put loads of money in like we did last time. I cannot see it. I don't know if you've already discussed this, but a lot of Sunderland fans think they have a serious chance of signing Doughty. Would not be surprised. You know, I'm not against that. If the right money comes through the door, I don't think Alfie wants to play League One football. He also signed a long-term deal with us, Alfie. So we would require quite a large sum of money. Also, is Alfie going to suit the formation next season? The one thing that I did notice when Matt Bloomfield played the 4-2-3-1 originally, when those first couple of games in charge, Alfie, I know he just recently came back from injury, but he wasn't quite the same player. He didn't look the same player. That might be a decision which the football club would have to make and go, actually, we don't think you suit the way we're going to play next year. So for both parties, selling you would make a lot of sense. We might go down that route. Only priority Luton have is to buy players who want to play for the cause. That is true. We need a couple of strikers. We need to let go a couple of strikers if we want to bring in strikers, because we've got too many at the club now. I know Brown's still recovering from his injury, so I don't see us selling him anytime soon. And then you've got Elijah recovering from the ACL, so it's only Woodrow, Nordas and Morris are the three strikers that actually would leave the club right now as I'm talking. Rose, you've put, why do you think that so many players want to leave? I know some weren't good enough, or is it the way Matt wants to play next season? Well, some players want to leave because they don't want to play League One football next year. Some have also been told that they're not going to be playing next season for Luton because of how they've performed and their attitudes they've shown over the last 12 months. So there's a mix of that. And also the way that Matt wants to play next year. He's probably told them, actually, some of you don't fit the way I want to play. So, yeah, I want you to leave. So that's why there's a massive turnaround. Well, there is going to be a lot of departures. And also, when you get relegated, I do think you need to let a lot of players go. You can't have loads of players at the football club that have just suffered relegation. And we did that last year. And look what happened. We started the season so badly. We need to start the League One campaign really fast. We need to have a bright start, a positive, attitude, positive momentum. And then hopefully that can carry out throughout the season. It's got to be a really, really good pre-season for us. Hopefully business done really, really early. Get good results in pre-season matches. I know they're all about fitness, but it'd be nice to actually win some pre-season games. And then, first game of that season, go and win it. But it's been an absolutely mental 12 months in football, by the way. You've got Tottenham winning a trophy, winning a European competition. You've got Newcastle winning a trophy, Crystal Palace winning a trophy, Aberdeen beating Celtic yesterday in the final, winning a trophy. Luton suffer back-to-back relegations. Carlisle suffer back-to-back relegations. Sunderland win promotion. So many mental things have happened. Wrexham winning promotion. These 12 months of football has been absolutely crazy. A bit of normality needs to resume for next season. That's for sure. Morris will be going as well. Will Woodrow be as well? Woodrow, I definitely think has been told he can go. Morris, on the other hand, he's had interest from Swansea, West Brom and other championship clubs. So he definitely looks like he could be leaving the football club anytime soon. What colours/designs would your ideal away and third kit be for next season? Interesting. I'm trying to look at my kits, which I've got over by my wall. I like a white and black away kit. A white and black away kit would be really, really good. In terms of third kit, I'm not too sure for third kit. I'm not really into the purple. I do have one purple top, but I'm not really a fan of it. Maybe I'm trying to think. Trying to look at all the colours. Maybe a white and blue. Oh no, but that won't work. Actually, that won't work. I'm trying to think. Away kit's got to be white and black. I like it. If we're going to continue with orange being the home kit, then the away kit's definitely got to be a nice white and black colour. Or go completely all white for the away kit, and then the third kit can be black. then I'd be like, I like those colours. I don't like the purple. The purple for me is not. It doesn't. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It just doesn't fill me with anything when I look at it. I don't go, oh, I like that. And then one of the kits which we had from this season, they labelled it as like navy blue, and it was not navy blue. It was black. I had a black t-shirt on, and I literally put it up against the Luton top, and I was just like, it's black. It's not navy blue. 2 strikers are a priority this summer to bring to the football club. We do need to bring a striker in, that's for sure. Yeah, now Tottenham are in the Champions League for next season. Yeah, crazy. Just crazy. Come on, you Hatters. Hopefully we can sign him. Year of the Birds, wasn't it? Are there any transfer rumours for Teden Mengi? At the moment, no. There's no rumours for him to leave the football club. He's currently on holiday with Chong right now. So I can't see them leaving anytime soon. A lot of players are on holiday, and they will be until the first 2 weeks of June, I can imagine. And then for the latter stages in June, that's when we'll start properly seeing some movement. Hopefully we get more rumours, because I like reacting to these rumours, and you guys do enjoy watching the videos. They do quite well on my channel. So hopefully a lot more rumour players come into the football club. I can make videos on it. You guys love them. So it's really, really good for me to keep making those types of videos. But I can only make them when people, when it gets reported. I can't do anything when nothing gets done. But yeah, so far it's been a little bit quiet. Only 2. Hopefully we get a few more. I think today's video, I'm going to talk about Nordas and Morris also potentially leaving. I think that might be today's video later this evening. Just give you a little bit more detail of my thoughts on them potentially leaving the football club. Do you think people like Fabrizio ruin football transfers, especially deadline day? I think the issue is as well with transfers like that. It's too they report everything. So they report that one club's looking at a player months ahead, then they report about the bid, then they report about the medical, the contract. It is too much. Like, deadline day nowadays is really, really boring because everyone knows what's happening. Like, some transfers just don't get, you just don't hear about. Like Ross Barkley to Luton, no one knew about that. It was very under the wraps. Under the wraps? Is that the saying? It was very quiet on that rumour. So, yeah, I like transfers that you just don't know. They come out of nowhere. I do enjoy that element of it. I do understand why reporters report rumours, because everyone's interested. Everyone gets excited. Everyone wants to know who they're signing. So I do get it. But yeah, I don't really follow Fabrizio on social media. I also don't follow other players as well. Other reporters. Just so I can be, so I just don't know. And I'm actually full of surprises, when transfers do happen. Will we be stuck with a number of players who are contracted to us with no one going to want Baptiste, Chong? How will we manage this problem? Well, 1, we either play them, or 2, we stick them in the reserves and just carry on paying their wages and still sign their replacements. So there's your 2 options. I do think Baptiste has got a future here. I know he didn't play in the first season, but that was due to injuries. If he was fit, he would play. It's that simple with Baptiste. If he was fit, he would play. That's the thing with him. If we can get, we're not playing Baptiste because he's not good enough. We're not playing him because he can't get fit. Once he gets fit, he'll be playing week in, week out, especially under Matt Bloomfield. I can literally see it now. But can we get him fit? Biggest question mark of the summer. Can we get Baptiste fit, ready for the season, and get him 30 games at least? Chong, regards to him, are we going to play him in his correct position? That would be nice, because we've not ever done it. So playing him as a left winger would be great. So fingers crossed we actually play him in his correct position. But I've had enough of Chong. He's not done enough over the 2 years being a Luton Town player. He's only managed to get 1 assist in 2 years. 1 assist. And Mick has basically echoed what I've just said. Baptiste could be great if he stays fit. And it's as simple as that. He's a good player. There's a reason why he played in the Premier League with Brentford. There's a reason why Brentford signed him. Brentford liked the look of him. And when Brentford sign players, there's a reason for it. So there is something there. I think we should try and sign Eze, Taylor, Kone, O'Brien, Vardy and Wicken's goalkeeper. Yeah, we're not going to get half of those players. Eze, not a chance. Also, I'm guessing you mean Jamie Vardy's not playing League One football. He's already said he wants to play in the Premier League. He's even said he doesn't even want to play in the Championship. So, yeah. Half of those players you've mentioned there are not likely going to happen. Time we get rid of the orange with the stripe. I know that's very unlucky kit. Yeah, we've been relegated quite a lot of times wearing that type of style, haven't we? So, yeah, hopefully, yeah, we just don't wear that kit ever again. Hopefully it's a lesson learned. We just don't go back there because it just never, ever works. We always have bad seasons wearing it. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to the League One playoff final. That's happening at 1 o'clock today. Well, it's actually 1 minute past 1 because of the campaign on... it's the Heart Foundation campaign. That's why they're doing it. It's to raise awareness. Tom Lockyer's massively part of it. In fact, talking about Tom Lockyer, he did an interview with The Sun saying about how he was disappointed that Luton didn't offer him a contract. I don't understand what he expects. The football club can't offer him a contract if he hasn't done his rehab. You know, we still don't know what level he's also going to be able to play at. We don't know if he's actually a League One player. He did mention in the article that if he was fit and available, there's no way Luton would have got relegated from the Championship. He also said as well that we would have gave it a much better go in the Premier League. I do agree with him on that. I do believe we needed him. But I just don't think you can offer him a contract without him playing his rehab games. He needs to go through his rehab correctly and then assess him, and then we can go, right, you know what? You can play League One football. We will give you a new contract. Who is going to be the captain? Well, who's going to captain the side? That's the big question. Who is going to captain the side? I think there's one clear candidate, in my opinion, right now with the current group, and that's McGuinness. Everyone keeps talking about how he's a leader in the camp and how he's got those leadership qualities. So I do believe McGuinness is probably the front runner. So yeah, he's the one for me. But realistically, I think we need to sign a couple more leaders. Neil, we did offer Shea a contract while he was injured though, Lewis. So we can't blame him for thinking it. But Neil, there's two different situations. Like James Shea I think it was an Achilles injury, and then Lockyer's a heart thing. That's like, for me, that's one end of the scale to the other. You know, you've got one player that we don't even know if he can actually play football at a certain level, and then you've got one that's all he's got to do is recover from like an Achilles injury and then be back ready and fit. So I don't see what the issue was with that. For Shea, that was quite a simple thing, you know. And also at the time, he was playing very well. And I think Shea also knows he's just a backup keeper. I think he knows he's not a number one keeper. So if he gets injured, he knows he's safe. He can come back and play again. Whereas with a heart thing, I think it's just totally different. You can't give a player, right, we're going to give you a year contract. Yeah, I just can't see it. I don't want to see Lockyer playing for Luton again, to be honest, but I can see where Lockyer's coming from. Yeah, like I say, until you do your rehab, how the football club as well. I actually read somewhere that the football club actually can't get insurance on him until he's done his rehab, until he's done his checks. So you're not going to sign a player if you can't actually get insured on him. And also the league might not actually let Luton submit him in the final 22-man squad. So he's got to do his checks. Whether he likes it or not, he's got to do his checks. Otherwise, Luton... Well, let's just put it at this. Imagine Luton give him a contract. Give him a year contract, by the way. and he fails his rehab. Something goes wrong in his rehab. It might do. You can't say it won't. It might do. Then you're in a situation when you've just given a centre half a year's contract and he can't play football for the next 12 months. So what do you do then? So it's in the best interest of the football club not to give him a contract until he's done his rehab. And then you wait and see. 3 or 4 at the back. For me, it's a 4. Bring back 4 at the back. 4-2-3-1. Play with wide attacking players. Run at defenders. Let's create excitement again at Luton. The football I've seen over the years, I do think the atmosphere's died down. Is it to do with the style of play? I do think it has impacted. We're not that exciting as we used to be, especially compared to when we were playing with the diamond formation. So bring back the wide attacking players, and yeah, let's feel excited again watching football. Lewis, once the fixtures are out, I'm going to be going to some of the home games. What home games are you going to be going to? I'll be going to every single home game as I am season ticket holder. I'll give him a year contract, and if he fails his rehab, then get him on the youth coaching staff maybe. But Neil, like, professional footballer contract to a coaching staff contract, the wages are massively different. They're not the same level. It's literally like financially, it's like massive. It's a massive jump. Like, you look at the likes of Lawless and Benson, who are, part of the youth team here at Luton. They're not on the same type of contract which they would be as a professional footballer. They're on a completely different contract. It's a coaching contract, and coaches are given less money. So financially, it just doesn't even make sense. The club are doing the right thing here. Lockyer, if you want a contract, get your head down, do your rehab, smash it, you get offered a new contract. I feel like it's quite simple. I don't think it's difficult to do that. And then if you fail it, you fail it. But I just don't think, I think the club are doing the right thing. I saw someone put an idiot post up online saying, "Well done, Luton, for ruining this opportunity for Lockyer." The club are doing the right thing. I can't sit in and lie and say the club are out of order when they're not. They just simply are doing it right. I think the club hands are tied by players' contracts. When do they go on then? Pay people off or run them down? Going to be hard to get a settled team. I actually don't think it's going to be hard. As we've already seen, a couple of players that didn't even perform well in the Championship have already got interest. You look at Anderson, Fane, Nordas. That's 3 players there that barely played in the Championship, that barely done anything good, and they've got interest to be leaving the football club. So it's going to be a long window. There's going to be a lot more interest. Players are good. I think there's going to be a lot more movement. I know why. I know why us as supporters are putting very negative thoughts towards it, because we just don't expect clubs to take our players. But I can see it. I think clubs will take advantage of our situation, and they will just take our players, because some of them think they're more than capable of playing higher, and some of them actually can. They just didn't perform like it. Wing-backs will likely be gone in the summer. Doughty bound to leave. Yeah, I think he might. I just think he's a system player, Alfie Doughty. I feel like without the wing-backs, he's just not quite the same. But then again, he can play in midfield. He played as a number 10 at Charlton, and then he got signed by Stoke. It's a shame about Fane. I think he would have done well for us in the future, given a settled place in the team. He did okay towards the end of the season. Yeah, I wanted to see more of him. I thought he was going to play a lot more next year in League One. I understand why he didn't play so much in the Championship, because he had 2 different managers. He had Edwards and then Matt Bloomfield. And also he was new into the country. We don't know what his level is at. But yeah, it's strange that he's got interest. I do find it really, really strange that there's clubs interested in him. Fanny Nordas were obviously on the team's list, and it's no wonder that they are back in for them. Good luck to Nathan Jones today. He done well at Charlton, yeah. He's done an amazing job at Charlton, from being bottom half of League One to all the way to a playoff position, and then potentially one game away from playing Championship football next year. He's done a very, very good job. He's brought back very good times at Charlton. I would like to keep Morris, as obviously he was playing through an injury in the last few games. I'm kind of sick and tired of Morris, if I'm honest. I'd be lying by saying I want him to stay. When he was playing injured, that's when he's got to take a little bit responsibility and go, actually, I shouldn't be playing in this game because I'm carrying a knock. Dan, you've put on Lockyer's comments, feels like it's one of those frustrating comments, if anything. I'm sure he understands the score. You like to think so, Dan. I really hope he understands why. It just doesn't make sense for the club. You're being a bit harsh, Lewis. I don't think I am, Mick. I witnessed a striker go games without having a shot at goal. I'm sick and tired of that. Why should I have to keep witnessing that every single... Well, why was I witnessing that in the games towards, the latter stages of the season? That's not good enough, in my opinion. It's all good winning, aerial battles, but if you're not doing anything else, what's the point? Your link-up play is not good enough. You're not testing the keeper. You're not scoring goals, which is the job of a striker. Why do I want him to stay? I don't care if he's passionate and he wants to, run for a brick wall for the shirt. It means nothing if you're not performing. I would run through a brick wall for the shirt, but I'm useless at football. It's as simple as that. For me, Morris, unfortunately, I don't know what it is. He looks like he's put too much muscle on, and he's just not the same player from that Championship season. I just feel like it needs a refresh. He suffered 3 relegations in 4 years, Morris. He's got used to being relegated. He's not used to winning games of football. And I'm looking at it from the perspective of chances as well. Elijah Adebayo had a very poor season, but Elijah had more chances. Elijah was in the right place at the right time. Where was Morris? Why was Morris nowhere to be seen in these chances? People, you can argue and go, right, we didn't create enough chances. We did create a lot of chances. We did create. But Morris was nowhere to be seen. And that's the issue. So I want someone else, and I don't think Morris can play what Bloomfield wants. I think Bloomfield wants a more complete striker. Is Morris going to be accepting of being a backup choice? Maybe. I'm not too sure. But I've had enough. I've had enough with it. Strikers is not... How we've gone from that Premier League season to both of our strikers scoring double figures to what we witnessed last year was absolutely terrible and unacceptable. It really was unacceptable. And these players, they're paid big money to do a good job, and they've not done a good job. So I feel like I'm being fair with my comments. I don't think I'm being over the top. I feel like if I was to say he's the worst striker in Luton Town history, then yeah, I'd be talking over the top a little bit. But nah, for me, Morris has got to do more. He has to do more. Nobody's gone until they've gone, Lewis. There will be the usual made-up rumours. Of course, I only react to the rumours that are actually properly reported. McGuinness to leave Luton. I don't know if he will, McGuinness. Morris has been relegated a few times now. He has no pace either. Yeah, the lack of pace is a big concern. I feel like he needs to take a few couple of kg off his body. Agree, Morris needs to move for the club and himself. Hopefully we can get the players we need. Unfortunately, Asgar will be going too, which would be a big loss for the midfield. I don't think he will. I don't think anyone's paying the money that we want for him. And I'm looking at over £5 million. We paid £3 million for him. He signed a long-term deal. We want to make profit on him. There's no way he goes for less than £5 million. I cannot see it. Walsh probably will be staying, as I can't see anyone wanting a potential red card wandering around the midfield. Walsh is staying because he also renewed his contract. The club renewed his contract. So, yeah, he's definitely staying. Morris spends too much time on the wings out of the box and moaning because he thinks he's been fouled. Yes, he was doing a lot of that. Terry, you put Ali is going to be the main man next season. And that I do agree with. I think he's going to tear League One apart like he was doing in the Championship. And if he can do it in the Championship, I'm sure he can do it in League One. Have you heard anything about Thomas Kaminski? Is he staying or going? Nope, haven't heard absolutely anything about him. There's still time, it's still early. I'm sure we'll hear a lot of rumours, a lot of stuff being reported in the next couple of weeks for sure. We need to keep the key players. Yes, we do. We need to keep Asgard, Ali, Isaiah Jones and Makosso to stay. I think all four will definitely stay. I think a lot of the players we signed in January will stay, despite Nordas and also, Fane being linked away. I find it absolutely crazy that those two players are even being looked at after the minutes they've put in. But yeah, I think Asgard, Ali, they will stay. Sign some good players alongside those players. Build a really good, team around McGuinness, Makosso. McGuinness, Makosso, Walsh, Asgard, Ali. Then you've got a really, really good team. I guess then there will be a lot of clubs in the Championship looking at Kaminski. Yeah, I think there will be. I also think there'll be a lot of Belgian clubs looking at him. He might want to go back home after what's happened this season. So yeah, that is also a potential move as well. Let's talk about League 2, guys. Who do we want to win promotion out of League 2? It's between Walsall and AFC Wimbledon in the League 2 playoff final. I want AFC Wimbledon to win because I want another London away day. Also, I haven't been to Plough Lane before, so I do want to go to Plough Lane. So yeah, I want AFC Wimbledon to win promotion. I've been to Walsall before. Don't mind them, but Wimbledon, closer away day, and I get to go to Plough Lane. People in the chat saying they want AFC Wimbledon to win as well, to win promotion out of League 2. Let me know who you want to win promotion in the chat, guys. Do you think the scout Chappell leaving for Charlton will affect any signings? I'm not too sure, actually, if our chief scout, because a lot of people have question marked the recruitment team and our chief scout was part of that. So maybe a reset was kind of needed also in the recruitment department, bring in someone else, some improvement. Him going to Nathan Jones is just he worked with Nathan before, didn't he? And they had a really good working relationship. So maybe he knows what to expect from Nathan. And maybe Matt Bloomfield wants something a little bit different. Lewis gutting on the relegation, but we need players with passion. Old school Luton. I've travelled 6 hours every home game, but we'll get back on track. Come on, you Hatters. Wow. 6 hours every home game. That is some dedication. And after the performances they've given you this year, that's how they repay you, with those 6 hours worth of travelling. Wow. Anyone who has a double relegation with us needs to go, in my honest opinion. I've seen Kaminski saying he wants to stay, so that'd be a bonus. But then he's got back-to-back relegations, though. But look, if Kaminski stays, fantastic. He'd be a top goalkeeper in League One. If he goes, I won't be disappointed. I do think Jack Walton, on paper, looks a really, really good goalkeeper for what he's done at Dundee. It does excite me a little bit that he's potentially one for the future. I drive past Plough Lane on a weekly basis. Never been in there, but it looks like a good little stadium. Yeah, I've never been, so I do want to go there. And then we'll also have a former Luton player, Josh, who also plays for them. He also scored in the semi-finals against Notts County. Was it against Notts County? Yeah, it was. He scored against Notts County. I want AFC Wimbledon to win promotion. We've got too many northern teams in League One for next year. We can't get rid of everyone who's got double relegation. We would only have about 7 players left, in my honest opinion. Will we have only 7 players available? We have a little bit more than that. I think when I did my who will stay, who would go video, I think I was left with 16 players. And a lot of the players I picked were had back-to-back relegations on their CV. Only a couple remained. So get rid of most. That would do it. Get rid of most. Happy days. But hopefully we sign some good players, guys. I really hope we do. And yeah, we can really talk about, the season, getting excited for it, talking about the fixtures when they do eventually come out. I will be making a video on that. And yeah, I can't wait. Hope Nottingham Forest lose this afternoon. Actually, yeah, let's have a look at the Premier League fixtures while Mick mentioned it. Let's have a look. So, I don't even know who's playing who. This is how much interest I have in the Premier League nowadays. Let's have a quick look. Premier League. Right, so it's Bournemouth versus Leicester. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Bournemouth win over Leicester. Jamie Vardy will not be playing in this game. That was a good fairy tale ending for him, scoring his 200th goal on his 500th appearance on his, I think, 13-year anniversary. Quite good stat, that is. Fulham versus Man City. I'm going to go with a 2-1 City win. Ipswich versus West Ham. Can Ipswich win on the final home game of their Premier League season? I'm going to go with, I think they will. 1-0 to Ipswich. And I think Delap will score his final goal for the club, as I do think he will leave. Liverpool v Palace. Why is that game on TV? So out of all the games on TV, they've got Manchester United versus Villa. That's on TV. And also Nottingham Forest v Chelsea is also on TV. But this is the game that has more on it because Chelsea could get Champions League football. And also Nottingham Forest can get Champions League football. Oh, wow. So basically this whole weekend's going to be who can get Champions League football, who's going to get those European spots. Interesting. So Chelsea, Villa, Nottingham Forest. That's why Villa v Manchester United's on TV. It's because Villa could win Champions League football. Makes sense. Right, yeah, where was I? So Palace, Liverpool v Palace. I'll go with a 3-1 Liverpool. I think Palace were too busy, been celebrating their FA Cup win. Villa to beat Manchester United 2-0. Newcastle versus Everton. I'm going to go with a 0-0 for that one. Forest versus Chelsea. Chelsea beat Forest 5-0, please. Southampton versus Arsenal. I'm going to go with a 1-0 to the Arsenal. Tottenham v Brighton. I'm going to go with 2-1 Brighton. And then Wolves versus Brentford, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. So those are my score predictions for those games. Tom, you've put all the players can leave and start again. Nice. Villa need to win. Yeah, hope they lose. Come on, Chelsea. Yeah, like we did when we were back in non-league. Don't get what that message meant. None of the teams relegated from the year's Premiership have as many points as we got last year. They could do. David, you've put who cares now? They are all rubbish. Yeah, it's mental, isn't it? The Premier League, all the teams. If I have a look at the table, I think we got, how many points did we? I think we got 26 points last year. So Leicester on 25, Ipswich are on 22, and Southampton are on 12, which is just absolutely crazy. It's 12 points. And then Tottenham are 17th with 13 points ahead of Leicester. Just, it's mental. Absolutely mental. All I know is that Luton gave me the best birthday present I could have asked for 2 years ago as we got promoted to the Prem on the day of my birthday. No one can take that away. That is a very nice, birthday present. Right, any more questions, guys? Otherwise, I will be ending the live stream very soon. I want to prepare myself to watch the League One game. I'm going to have some lunch and that and chill and relax, play a lot of Football Manager. and then watch the Premier League as well. I also need to make my video today and get that out for you guys. So yeah, lots of things to do. Should be a nice day. And then bank holiday tomorrow, bank holiday Monday. Watch the League 2 playoff final. And yeah, and have a really nice chill day. Using Ali up front opens a lot of possibilities, as knocking the ball into the box 10 foot high is not going to be service to him at all. Yeah, I agree. No point lifting it, going long, play on the ball on the ground, get the ball in behind. Neil, you've put, did you decide if you're doing any FM videos? Yeah, I did a poll and I didn't get a high enough percentage of people saying yes to it. There was too much people saying no. They wouldn't watch it. So for me, there's no point making Football Manager videos on the basis of how many people weren't going to watch it. So I decided not to go down that route. I might do, there is a video idea which I do have in mind, which does link to Football Manager. So I will be making that over the summer. So there will be a Football Manager video coming, but yeah, not the way people think. And it will soon come out very, very soon, what I mean by that. But yeah, I decided against it. It just didn't make sense. And then, yeah. Thanks for your efforts this season. I know, I feel like I put a lot of effort in before, a lot more than some of the players. Can you do a pre-season and players video with Tom Deji? I follow you both. I will message him. It's been requested a couple of times. So I'll give him a message. Maybe there should be a relegation playoff where the bottom 6 clubs play each other now. That's a good idea. I'm not personally a fan of the relegation playoff. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I feel like I don't think it would improve anything, in my opinion. It just adds more excitement, but it just won't improve what the current issues is between the Premiership and also the Championship in terms of teams being relegated and promoted, because it'd still be the same teams. That's fair, Lewis. Do what's best for your channel, as it's a good platform. Thank you, Neil. Yeah, I feel like some videos do well, some videos don't, and I'm trying to figure out what everyone wants to see. Like, I made the League One video yesterday. Like, I've been starting to do League One videos, and they don't do as well. So, which is a shame because it's football related. You look knackered, Lewis. Take a break. It's because I've only just woken up, mate. That's why. I don't function properly. I need a couple of hours and then get going. But yeah, I had a late night last night. I watched the boxing. Then I was gaming until like 1 a.m. I'm playing Football Manager and I'm doing like a Moneyball effect. So I'm looking at the data, trying to do data analytics through Football Manager, and I'm starting off fresh. And I've just finished the season last night, and I finished it towards like midnight. So that meant I was starting preparing for the new season, preparing on the players which I was trying to bring through the door. And the team which I was at, my job was to keep them up. I'm actually managing in the Welsh South Division with a team called Bluebirds, and they're ranked to be, well, the objective was to keep them up, which I managed to do on the final day of the season. But I need to get rid of all the players because a lot of the players, data-wise, they're not quite good through Football Manager. And I'm not looking at like their attributes. I'm not looking at their ratings. I'm just going off the data on how they performed. I'm not going off their star ratings. I'm going off literally how they performed in the game. And a lot of them didn't perform to the at least expectations. So I judge it on a certain criteria. So yeah, so now I'm having like a massive rebuild in the summer, bringing in the right players through the door. And yeah, it's taken a while. I need defenders, I need centre halves. I play a 4-2-3-1 exactly like Matt Bloomfield does. But yeah, it's fun. It is really fun, and I'm going to play a lot more of it when this live stream is pretty much over. Relegation playoffs cause a lot of fighting between fans. Yeah, caffeine's good. I had a cup of tea in my team's like Luton mug. So I've had some caffeine today. I would also like to hear more about the Power Court progress. Yeah, we need to hear more from the owners about that. Have some sugar or have a nap. Honestly, I will wake up eventually. It just takes time. Be great to hear your Football Manager Luton team. I don't ever manage Luton. I always avoid it. I always avoid managing Luton. But I'm thinking of doing something. There is a certain style I want to do, which will be really, really good. I'll be on a GTA Fest this afternoon until the F1 starts. Very nice. It's at Monaco Grand Prix this weekend. I used to be proper into Formula 1, but then I died off because I used to work in it. I used to do video content. I used to do a lot of editing. So I used to do a lot of video editing, make a lot of content, put it out on a website for a company. So I used to have to stay up to date with Formula 1 and I used to actually have to watch the races. But because it's on a Sunday, it always clashes with the football sometimes. But I do watch the summer ones. But then, I always forget to football's back on. Back excited about watching football again. So it's kind of like prioritising what I actually want to watch. I do have I've got two laptops, so I could actually watch one in the background. Well, watch two things at the same time. But I kind of need a third monitor. Well, I need like another thing to watch stuff on. So then I can have three things going at the same time. And then it'd be like a proper good setup with gaming, two different things being watched in the background in terms of football. But it'd be good. Hatsman, you've put a video of your preferred starting lineup would be good, Lewis. I think I'm going to wait until all the transfers have been done and dusted. And then I will get that up I'll get that up for you guys. Once I know what the actual team will be for next year, I'll tell you what my preferred starting 11 would be going into the season and stuff like that. I'm still thinking away of video ideas. I've still got a couple in the locker. But it's about being creative over this summer, trying to keep giving you guys content. And that's tough. But Luton need to start talking about stuff. That's what we need. We need Luton to start making... start signing some players, start announcing a few things, and then I can, get videos out for you guys. But it's going to be a long summer, but hopefully a good one with Luton bringing in the right type of players through the door. I still think we will need to stay with the three at the back. I really hope we don't. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not the biggest fan of three at the back. I've been very vocal on that. I just feel like we just don't have the centre-backs to do it. I feel like you need the right players. Love the Sunday live stream. Favourite of all as a Q&A. Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought, just bring these back, these live streams. Because, it's easy for me to make, easy for me to do. You guys get to ask me questions. And, it's just... You get to see me unfiltered. It's better, of course, after a game, especially when we played on a Saturday, that's for sure. Lots of people talking about the match. And I'm looking forward to the season coming up. I'm going to go to as many games as possible. My new job, I say new job, I started in April. It's kind of helped me with football, so I can go to a lot more games. But I'm really looking forward to it. Who's Ronan Hell? He is a player that we are linked with, and I made a video about him on my channel. So if you want to know more about him, go and check out that video. It is on the channel. But I think I'm going to end the live stream here, guys. I think thank you guys for watching. We've been live streaming for just under an hour today. Much appreciated with all the questions and everything else. Hopefully next Sunday we'll have something a little bit more to talk about. I know we lacked a little bit of conversation. I know we lacked a bit of convos over this hour, but it's a dry week. it happens. What game are you looking forward to the most, Lewis, for next year? I'm actually looking forward to the Wycombe game. The Wycombe game is going to be a bit spicy. And if Charlton do stay down, then it'd be Charlton game. Because that will also have a little bit of tension, a little bit of oomph into it. So yeah, the Wycombe game, because of Matt Bloomfield being the ex-manager, I can see it being quite tasty, especially at Wycombe. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this live stream. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my video, which I'm going to make today. I'm going to get that out today, later on. Don't forget to smash the like button on this live stream. It helps the video perform better on YouTube. YouTube had like this little hack. Well, it went bad on Friday for some weird reason, and it all glitched up. So hopefully everything's now working, but smashing that like button reaches out to a much wider audience. So yeah, guys, please smash the like button. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one.